Hi, my name is Tendai and welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about my journey since lockdown. Now, I started this channel during lockdown because it was something that I wanted to do. I wanted to share my journey, how I became a herbalist enthusiast, how I really got to where I am, my whole journey, my health journey. So in terms of fitness, in terms of nutrition, and just everyday life really. And how I navigated through all the different bits of noise with regards to what is healthy or what is deemed to be a good way to eat, live. And I also respect the fact that everybody's different and everybody's journey is going to be different and everybody reacts differently to different things, different nutritional paths and different fitness paths. So it's more about not one shoe fits all. So not one size fits all basically, but this is just an account of my journey and how everyday life has affected me and the decisions that I make with regards to my health, my nutrition, etc. So during lockdown, everything was easy. We had loads of time to do whatever we wanted to do. You could create content, edit it, and you had all the time in the world to do it. Or I had all the time in the world to do it. And then come 2021, things start slowly to open up and we go back to work full time. And that's when the challenge started. How do I maintain my hobby, which is something that I'm very passionate about, as well as everyday life, my professional career, how I make my living. Amongst all of that, I was unfortunate enough to have an accident which really did affect my confidence. I lost 3 of my front teeth, these 3 bad boys right here. I've since had them. These are porcelain, by the way, so they're not my real teeth. The accident affected my confidence. It affected the way I looked at things, the way I felt about things, the way I did things. Ultimately, my channel suffered. I suffered. My health suffered. My fitness suffered. I wasn't willing to go out there and do the things that I was doing prior to that accident. So some of you are familiar with my accident because I did do a video about it, showing you the aftermath or the effects of that accident, how my teeth looked and how I looked. I remember, even though I had a helmet and everything, I had cuts on my chin, my lip, obviously lost 3 teeth. Had a bit of head trauma on my forehead, had a split and a massive knob on my forehead as a result of the accident. And those were just the physical effects. The emotional and mental side of things was yet to come. I wasn't ready for what came emotionally and mentally, really. I mean, I laugh now, but it's been a long journey, long road. And I'm coming through the other side of it, which is why I'm here and I'm doing what I'm doing now. This is my 2nd episode since I started. This is the 2nd week of me doing this. However, I've been at this since the beginning of January. It all started with a lady that's in Dubai called Ashley, who's been assisting me. She's my coach as such. We have weekly meetings where we just discuss anything and everything that I want to do, whether it's professional, personal, fitness, my channel being one of those things that we discussed. And she's helped me rediscover my passion, my focus, my drive, my inspiration. It was always there, but it needed somebody else from the outside looking in and going, what do you like doing? Well, I like riding my bike. I like going to the gym. I like eating healthy. I enjoy my professional sort of choice in terms of career. I love what I do. I enjoy what I do. And even that was stagnant. even that was stagnant. Actually, the last time I I did this, I was self-employed. I had my own business, and as a result of many things coming together or not coming together, I no longer have that business, and I am now an employee. And this is not something that I'm ashamed of or feel like I look down on now. I'm actually quite proud to work for someone else. I still bring my professional brilliance in terms of I work as if it's my own business. I always apply myself 100%. I operate as if I am still operating my own business in terms of the passion and the drive that I bring, the energy that I bring. It's still up there because I take a lot of pride in what I do. So it also took somebody from the outside looking in and going, hey, yes, you're working for somebody else, but what's going on? Like, are you looking to progress? Are you looking to this? Are you looking to grow? And yes, I was waiting on them to notice me rather than me go and knock on the door and go, hey, what's going on? I want this and I want this. I want to do this. This is where I want to go. This is where I see myself. And it took somebody else sort of going, what are you waiting for? I guess that's why I'm here going to you guys. Wherever you are on your journey, what are you waiting for? Because I hold myself accountable through the help of somebody else. It might help to get a coach or a mentor for anything that you want to do, whether it's your personal life, your professional life. It's always good to talk to somebody else and sort of share your goals and your objectives and see where it is that you want to go, how you can get there, and sort of map out a path and hold yourself accountable. Or have somebody hold you accountable. If you're not good at, I keep knocking my camera, I do apologize if you see the shake. Have somebody else that holds you accountable until you get to a point where you can hold yourself accountable if you're not capable of holding yourself accountable. I've been sort of scheming the surface of everything that I used to do in terms of my lifestyle. This is a lifestyle that I've chosen in terms of the way I eat, the way I live, the way I navigate my life, especially from a nutritional and fitness point of view. That has always been up there in terms of the things that I value the most. I value my health, I value my well-being, whether it be mental, physical, spiritual. I value the harmony in all those facets of my life, making sure that my mental, my physical, my spiritual, everything is in harmony. And how I did that was through nutrition, exercise, and meditation. And meditation could come in many ways. And I found that I can sit still, I can close my eyes, I can clear my mind, and I can just breathe and be. And that works as well for me. But I found when I get on my bike and I go out there and I'm in nature and I'm immersed in nature and I'm cycling through all these country lanes and there's not another soul around me, or I'm with other beings that love doing what I do in terms of cycling, that was a form of meditation for me. And it really worked because it helped to clear my mind. I got rid of my frustrations and everything else. When I came back, I was absolutely drained. I mean, at one point we were doing 160-mile rides in one day. So we'd set off at 4 a.m. and be back at 4 p.m. in the afternoon or 3 p.m. in the afternoon. I'd have ridden to Cambridge and back from London, or from London to Oxford and back, Brighton and back. It's all documented on my channel, most of it. And physically, mentally, spiritually, I was in an amazing place. From a nutritional point of view, I still had some ways to go. And I suppose everything happens for a reason. I experienced what I experienced, and it's brought me to where I am today, and I look back with gratitude. I have one little regret, that I let certain things slip, my channel being one of those things, because it's something that brings me so much joy. Being able to share and impart some of my knowledge that I have, however little it might be, or however big it might be compared to other people. But it is my journey, it is my knowledge, it is my wealth, and I am privileged and blessed to have these experiences and for me to be able to share them with you. One of the toughest things that I have gone through was the emotional and mental side of things, of dealing with life-changing injuries, in a sense that I went on an appointment. A client called me, I think it was maybe a week after my accident. It wouldn't have been more than 7 days after my accident. So everything is still fresh. I'm still slightly swollen because my lips were huge. My forehead was out here. I had scabs on my face. I looked like I'd been in some kind of fight because my teeth were chipped. There was just shards left. I go to this client's house. I knock on their door. I don't know who it was. It might have been somebody doing her nails. I don't know, but it was a young lady that opened the door, and I smiled, and her face, like, she was like, ugh. And that stayed with me, because after that I never went out of the house again. I was like, I'm not leaving the house until I get my teeth fixed. I rang the dentist. I made an appointment. I said, look, I need to come in, because the dentist was telling me, look, we need to give your roots opportunity to for the inflammation to go down, to the trauma to just ease off a little bit before we start doing anything with your teeth. So they created this composite stuff and put it in there and molded like what looked like teeth, basically. And that's what I had as temporary for the time being, so I could move around and navigate until they felt it was time to then get these caps put in, porcelain caps. And that was one of the most difficult times for me, because I'd never experienced anything like it, mentally, emotionally. And I didn't know how to navigate that and how to deal with it while I was in it. So the way I handled it was to hide away, become a hermit, didn't go out. Friends called me. My friend had his birthday due in Ealing, and Ninos, you see this, the reason why I didn't turn up, and he was ringing me saying, where are you? Are you coming? We want to see you. I want you to be part of these celebrations. And I couldn't go, man. I didn't have the confidence to go and face everybody in the state that I was in, even though I had these fake composite things in my mouth that looked like teeth. I knew they weren't teeth, and I couldn't bear being out and then not being myself, in terms of, I wanted to be able, if I want to smile, I want to show my teeth. I want to I don't want to do this, because there was a point in time where I kept doing this when I was talking to people, to hide my teeth. And yeah, man, it was a difficult period for me. It took from the accident happened on the 1st of July 2021. My teeth were fixed that October. It took me until January of this year to acknowledge just how impactful that was. I knew it had been, I felt it, but I didn't acknowledge it to myself, within myself, to say, that was huge, and you handled it really, really well. Could have been better, but you handled it the best way that you knew you could. And one of the things that my coach actually pointed out to me is how the language I have with myself is very important. I need to do the small things. I need to acknowledge them, no matter how small the win is. I need to acknowledge those wins to myself. That internal dialogue that I have with myself was pretty harsh, because I'm used to, like I said, I'm used to going out and doing 160-mile bike rides over the weekend and then commuting to work Monday to Friday. I was averaging minimum a week, minimum, if I don't go out at the weekend, which was unheard of. I went out at the weekend. So minimum I was averaging was 200 plus miles a week. I was doing anything between 15 and 20,000 miles a year. A year. Between 15 and 20,000 miles a year on my bike. And then I went to zero. So obviously, when you go to zero, if you're doing all of that and you go to zero, all of a sudden the shock that it has on your system, it took a while to get there. But by 2023, I started to notice it physically. Like I started putting on weight. And I was like, oh, I need to get on my bike. So I did. But it wasn't the same. I didn't have the same drive. I didn't have the same, it wasn't as easy as before. I just got on my bike and I got on with it. I enjoyed it. I was out there immersing myself in nature and doing the thing that I love. It just wasn't the same. And I found it difficult. Like, why doesn't it feel the same? I wasn't the same person. Clearly wasn't. And how do I overcome the fact that it's not the same? I still do not ride the way I used to ride. I try to. Like with the help of my coach, she said something to me where she said, just go out and do anything between 2 and 20 miles. Forget doing 100. Just do 2 to 20 miles. Just get out there. So I need to give you a bit of backstory. So I left London. I now live in the southwest. I'm in Somerset. So I frequent Bristol quite a lot. And there's that cycleway between Bristol and Bath, the old railway thing where the cycle track follows that. So I was like, there's no cars there. There's no traffic. If I'm worried about cycling in traffic or where there's cars and drivers, yeah, there'll be no drivers there, so I'll be safe. So I did that, and it was incredible. I have to admit, I enjoyed it. I loved every minute of it because I was doing that thing that brought me so much joy, just being out there, how I felt when I got off the bike. And every week I tried to go out at least once. That was my aim. And the following week I went out twice. The third week I went out 3 times. The fourth week I went out 4 times. And I maintained it up until maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, when I haven't been out on my bike for 2 weeks. I also joined the gym. Last time I was in the gym was 2016. And I joined the gym. I joined the gym over the Easter bank holiday. And I've been meaning to join the gym since last year. I kept saying it. I need to join the gym. I need to join the gym. I need to join the gym, because I'm not out on my bike. I need to have something where if the weather's rubbish and everything else, I can just go to the gym, and that also brings so much joy. I really do enjoy being in the gym. There's been no notable physical change. It's just how I feel inside that's incredible. So, yeah, cycling, gym, nutrition. I've been following Yahi. I've been having his geogenetic juice that he created, and that has been profound. So I'm coming to the end of actually this is June now, so this would be my 4th month on the geogenetic juice, doing that detox basically. And the change has been incredible. If you've never done it, if you're looking for something that's easy, simple, everyday ingredients that you can take up and just help to detox and get rid of whether it be toxins, inflammation, whatever it is that you're trying to do, I recommend this juice. It's a great starting point. because it's easy, it's everyday things that you can buy in a supermarket. You don't have to go to no special like Pempamsi or all the other places that I get all my herbs from if we're going to go down that herbal route. So this is something very simple. His geogenetic juice comprises simple ingredients like coriander, cucumber, parsley, cayenne pepper, ginger, and apples, and celery. 7 ingredients. And you juice it. You juice all those ingredients. You add your cayenne pepper at the end, and when you have it, when you pour it in your glass to ingest it, and then you drink it every day, and you drink it for as long as you feel necessary, because only you know your body better than anybody else. And when I tell you, all throughout, I'm still using my burdock root, my sarsaparilla, my dandelion, my sea moss, my mullein root, my elderberry, my juniper berry, my horsetail, pine needle. Yeah, pine needles. I'm drinking pine needle tea as well, which is incredible. Nettle tea. I'm trying to think. There's so many herbs that I use. So many. I use them in my porridge. I make teas. I've also started using the good guru shilajit. Yeah, and that's been incredible as well. Shilajit. It almost reminds me of fulvic minerals. I love fulvic minerals. I still make my own water. I still distill my water. I still filter my water. I'm mindful about what I put on my skin. So I'm still doing all those other things. Like I use the closest thing to nature possible, whether it be for my hair, for my skin. I mean, I'm working on what I wear. That's the next step for me now, where I source my garments from, while still trying to remain. I like nice things. I like fashionable items. I'm not talking about brands. I'm talking about things that look good. Not brands. I don't. Yeah. Probably old one, but yeah. I'm not talking about brands. I'm talking about material, cotton and stuff like that. So yeah. I'm still on that journey, and the geogenetic juice has been helpful in the sense that I noticed there was an issue with my eyesight. I noticed there was an issue with my digestion, because I wasn't 100% on my nutritional journey that I've always been on. Like I started introducing vegan options that are processed. And then it happened more and more and more and more until I was like, yo, this is all I'm ingesting because of, I don't know, time or laziness, whatever you want to call it. I wasn't holding myself accountable. It all boils down to accountability to yourself. Holding yourself accountable. I wasn't doing that, which is why, yes, I was cooking here and there, but I was also just going out there and buying, oh, that's easy, I'll get that. I'll just go and get, I don't know, like some vegan burger or whatever from the shop, and that's what I'm going to prepare for my dinner today, or that's what I'm going to prepare for my lunch for work tomorrow. Or I'll go to Burns the Bread and I'll get vegan sausage rolls and vegan pasties. And no, bro. Just because it's vegan, just because it's plant-based, doesn't mean it's healthy. Processed is processed. Whether it's processed plants or processed meat, processed is processed, and your body doesn't know how to assimilate stuff that's had its natural composition changed. The process it goes to get to where it needs to get to changes it. One ingredient foods. I go back to one ingredient foods, and when I've gone back to one ingredient foods, oh my God, the transformation has been incredible. Imagine I had a fungal issue. I had dandruff. Yeah. I had dandruff. Whether it's yeast, who knows? Yeast infection, whatever. I don't know. What causes dandruff? I don't know. Eating shit, that's what causes dandruff. Processed processed foods, sweeteners. I'd rather 100% cane sugar than a sweetener. I'd rather a full fat Coke than Coke Zero or all the zero alternatives that they have out there with sweeteners, cancer causing sweeteners. The ability to lose weight is far more difficult now than it ever has been. And age, we're led to believe that age plays a part in that. Not really. I'll tell you why I say that. If I maintain my processed foods diet, and I go out and I do all the things that I've been doing recently, it's very difficult to lose weight. Very difficult, because what I'm ingesting, my body doesn't really recognize, so it stores half of that as fat. How I am, my calmness, my zen, affects my weight. Cortisol or stress makes you put on pounds which are very difficult to shed. Stress weight is harder to shed than any kind of weight that you put on. So if your life is super stressful, you need to figure out ways to de-stress your life, to make sure that those triggers that are causing you to feel stressed are no longer there. You need to remove, whether it's people that are causing you to get this way, you need to get those people out of your life, or you need to sit them down and have a stern conversation with them and say, yo, listen, no more. No more. I am taking control of my life, and external influences in my life, and I'm going to get rid of all the noise, and I'm going to bring nothing but calm back into my life. I don't know if you're going to hear that, but my washing machine's going crazy out there, so if it's coming through on the sound, I do apologize. But yeah, it's going for a wash, and I've just picked a wrong time to do this, but it is what it is. I need to do this, and if I need to crank up the volume so you can hear that and me at the same time, that's what we're just going to have to do. We're just going to have to work through it together. So get rid of all the stresses in your life. Get rid of all the noise in your life. Whether if it's at work, if it's colleagues that are causing you stress, you need to sit them down and have a conversation with them and say, yo, this behavior, this language it's not acceptable, in a nice, respectful way. I'm not saying go in there and just go to war with people. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about when you're going to bring life into peace into your life, you need to come from a peaceful point and just go, look, and you need to go with specific incidences. You can't just be blasé or like, well, you normally do this. You got to give them specific examples. Like on this day, yesterday morning or this morning, you said such and such and such, and I do not agree with it, or I am not cool with it, or it doesn't sit well with me. So that needs to stop. Get rid of anything that's causing you stress in your life. If it's your children, then you need to sit down and have a conversation with them. And anything that comes from the heart is always well received, especially if you deliver it in a way that you're empathetic of the other person. Usually people receive that very well. So look after yourself is basically what I'm trying to say. I've had to learn to look after myself again. I actually forgot how to. I forgot how to eat well, exercise. I forgot how it made me feel. I forgot what it made me look like. And I have to, I can be shallow in this instance and say, when I look a certain way, physically, it brings something out within me in terms of confidence and everything else, and the way that I feel about myself, because I've always looked a certain way. I've always been physical. I've always played rugby. I've always ran. I've always exercised. I've always been in the gym. I've always ate well. So all my life, I've always looked a certain way. And in the last few years, when that image of myself has changed, it's made me feel when I'm out, when I'm whatever, just walking past the mirror or sitting down. If I go out in the sun and I want to whack my top off just to get more sun rays on my body, and I'm sat there and I look down and I'm not used to seeing or there's more than what I'm used to seeing, it did affect me emotionally, mentally. It did affect my confidence. And one thing that I didn't want to do is come and sit here and talk about health and fitness and da if I wasn't doing it. If I'm not genuinely out there living my lifestyle that I'm used to living, and then I want to talk to you about eat well, exercise, do this, and I'm not doing it, that's just disingenuous. And I didn't want to do that, and I couldn't do that. Now that I'm back doing it, I can genuinely sit here and talk about the journey that I've just been through to get back to this point and how it's making me feel. I think last time I saw you, my hair was, look, that's how long it's been. That's how long this journey has been. My hair went from being there or there, I can't remember how short it was, to look at that. Look, let me fold it. Look. That's how long it's taken me to come back and sit in front of you and honestly say it's been difficult. It's been really hard, man. Like, I can't even begin to explain how one incident can send you so far left that you forget who you are. You forget the simple things that you do on a day-to-day basis. You chuck them in the bin. You forget that you love doing XYZ. You forget that you love eating XYZ. You forget that by doing those little things, they make you feel and take you or bring you out of the deepest, darkest depths. I am prioritizing my well-being. I am prioritizing my health. I'm prioritizing my nutrition. I'm actually having blood work done this coming weekend. I'm going to be traveling to London and having my blood analyzed to make sure that on a cellular level, everything that I'm doing is actually working. And if it's out, whether it's my liver, my kidney, I want to know so I can dial in my nutrition, my supplementation. I'm still making my own vitamin D. I haven't stopped doing that. I'm making it right now as we speak using mushrooms. One ingredient foods. I'm still doing my CMOS. I made CMOS yesterday. I'm still doing all of those things. I'm still on this tip, but I wasn't 100% on it like I used to be. But now I'm back on it. We're back on like Donkey Kong, like King Kong. I'm telling you, like, we're gonna get through this together. It's not gonna be me, myself, you out there by yourself. We're gonna get through this together. I'm gonna share with you what I do, and you're gonna take what you feel is right for you, and you're gonna do what you need to do for you. And we're gonna do this together. Let me know where you're at in your journey, and yeah, I'd love to hear where you're at in your journey. If you have any questions with regards to what herbs, how, when, what, I'm here for it. I am here for it. I love this. This is me. This is my life. I spend so much time looking into this stuff. It's crazy. Like, and using myself as a guinea pig. I use myself as a guinea pig. So you don't have to. You can just get the fruits of my labor. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, let me know where you're at in your journey and how I can best help, or yeah, let's just start some kind of dialogue. All right. Peace and love, manners and respect. Thank you very much for watching and coming on this journey with me. I look forward to seeing you again. Peace.